Let's go.
This one
Oh,
came from a subscriber in Bangalore and it still gives me chills. It was 2008, shortly after my family and I moved into a newly built house in Kamnahalli. The house had been demolished and reconstructed only a few years earlier, so everything felt fresh and quiet and a little off. I had been working graveyard shift for an US based client since I was 19. That should have been a relief, right? But when the project changed, my schedule switched to regular day shift, and I soon learned that some things don't adjust on a schedule. Surprisingly, within a week or two, I felt being watched. At night, just I was drifting off, I could hear footsteps on the terrace. The soft, unmistakable sound of someone pacing. There were no other tenants in the compound, and the house stood relatively isolated, so the sound shouldn't be have been possible. And the houses stood relatively isolated. I told myself it was nerves or a leftover habit from night shift and tried to ignore it. That particular night, in the middle of deep sleep, I woke up thirsty. I stumbled to the kitchen to get water. As I reached the fridge, random dishes started tumbling down the floor, made me freeze. For a moment, I assumed something had fallen during a storm, and then the footsteps started again. Closer, faster, like someone is running across the terrace. There were no strangers, no open doors, so I went back to bed and the entire house, everyone was asleep. The next morning, a neighbor stopped by, casually mentioned something to my mother. As I went closer, I heard my mom saying, she hasn't been sleeping well either. My stomach dropped. I didn't want to seem paranoid, but suddenly I realized I wasn't the only one. Following that night, the noises started again. This time I stayed alert. I watched the kitchen from the doorway, every fiber of me tensed. In the corner of my eye, something dark and blurred past. No details, only a shadow that moved too quick to be human. I rose to investigate and found nothing. Turned back, another utensil crashed to the floor. I was shaking. Please stay tuned for part 2.